What's going on with y'all boys? So the scans for chapter 1087 released today. They released this morning and I'm here to cover it. I read the chapter 2 times and I'm here to give my thoughts. And this chapter, what a chapter to come back on. This is basically, this chapter is basically Garp's swan song. He's the focus of this chapter. He's at full display. They're getting him Oda is here getting him over, to make you really feel for his death. We'll get to that. His potential death at the end of the chapter. As we've seen, if you've seen the spoilers, you know what happens at the end of this chapter. And the build up to that is definitely amazing. We get to see how strong Garp is, They have numbers, like they have a bunch of pirates. They just keep coming, and he is just able to take them all on his own. Of course, Kobe, Helmeppo, and them, they're all there too. But it's really just him taking them on by himself. And the Blackbeard pirates, we see that one scene, like I said, when I was reading the summaries, where he just slams Swan. No, it's not that scene. Where he slams. I forgot his name. But he slams one of the Blackbeard pirates. I think that's one of the hardest scenes in this chapter. I think that's one of the hardest scenes in this chapter. But it really shows. Also, it shows how good of a leader he is, where he's able to it really shows, because I really like the scene where he tells him get back to the sea, we're retreating. I really like that scene. I like how it's paneled. I love that. And of course, Garp's not able to make it because Kuzan comes and is like where are you going? We're still fighting. I like that scene too, even though Kuzan's not really likable right now, but I do like that scene a lot. And I really like the flashback. What I thought was, when I was reading the summary a few days ago, I thought this was all gonna be the same time period, but no, we do see a little time skip within the flashback. So when I was reading the summary, I was actually a little confused about that. But it's actually, because it mentions like Garp's grandson, Luffy, of course, and Dragon and all that stuff. So I was like, because the summary had said, it took place before Roger, but it didn't talk about a time skip. But there was a time skip within the flashbacks to just show, how long they've been cool, how deep this goes for real. Like, that's what that's meant to show. And of course, right after that, the big clash. And of course, also, can't even forget, I'm jumping around, but I think this is like how I review. I don't want to go chronological, especially since I already went through the summary. But I forgot him saving Kobe. That I was reading it. That's very similar to what happened to Ace and Luffy, where Ace jumped in front of Luffy when Akainu was aiming for Luffy. Ace jumped in front of him. It's similar. It's definitely similar, but he doesn't die from that. That's the difference. He doesn't even die from that. He still gets up and slams Shinoru into the ground like he's him. He is weakened, stabbed he's stabbed, pierced through, and he's still able to deliver blows. He's him, and he's still able to clash with Aokiji at the end. Like it really shows just how strong Garp is in this chapter. It's crazy. But he's not down by that. He goes down by he goes down with the clash. His clash with Aokiji, that's what brings him down. And it's crazy. I think the flashback before it is definitely very impactful. It made this moment very impactful. Of course, the build up to this, we've been seeing this for multiple chapters now. This fight go down, and of course, it's where it concludes. This looks like it's where it ends, and this might be the end of Garp. It's looking like it. It might be the end of him. It's not even. If that's the end of him, this is not a bad. He went out amazingly. This whole chapter put him over. He looked amazing, and if this is it for him, it's fine. And if this is the fact that Oda's even playing with having characters like this die. You know, the main character's grandfather. He's the mentor of one of the next up and coming, being Kobe. It's really shows, you know, where we're going. Like I said during the spoilers, it really shows, you know, where we're going. It really shows we're closer to the end. We're getting close to the end of this series, and it's crazy. It's crazy that we're actually getting to the end. Like, if you didn't know, even though they've been telling you, we're really seeing it with stuff that's transpiring, and it's crazy to see. But this chapter, like I said, what a chapter to come back on. I really don't have any complaints. At the end though, how do you say his name? Avalo. He talks about, you know, taking the credit for this, and the newspaper spinning the newspapers to have him take credit for it. His ship take credit for it. Of course, you know, that's kind of what they do. They talk about, you know, Blackbeard's always getting the credit, and he really shouldn't get the credit for this. I mean, he didn't really do it. He was really here, but like I said, the important parts are just Garp. This chapter is really all about him, and what a way to go out. We don't know what happened to Aokiji. He was not shown after the clash, but I don't know. I think when something like that happens, I think he's probably survived. He's probably gonna survive this. I think so. But Garp's probably gonna be the one to die. But like I said, with One Piece, you never know. And of course, I can't forget the last line at the end. Garp's line to Kobe: "Justice will prevail." Love that line. Love that scene. Definitely my favorite scene in the chapter. Other than what else? I do like the scene where, of course, Garp saves Kobe, but I do like Justice Will Prevail. I think that's my favorite scene of this chapter. But like I said, amazing chapter to come back on. Amazing chapter. I don't have any complaints. There's nothing really to complain about here. It's Garp the chapter, and if he's really gone, he went out like a champ. He went out like him. There's no denying that he's him, and what a great way to go out. No break next week, I think so. I'll be back here covering all the spoilers leading up to the release of the next chapter. So look forward to that. Check out this chapter if you haven't yet. It just came out though, so you probably haven't. So go ahead and check this chapter out. The scans are out, or if you want to wait for the official release, it should release. These chapters are coming out earlier and earlier, but they should release on Monday, I think so. Sunday our time, Monday Japan time. So that's all from me, and I'll see you on the next one.